Hey there, welcome to the 30-Day Year podcast. I am Jacqueline. I'm here with my husband, Dave. We are co-founders and partners at Conway Mentorship, which is a company dedicated to helping people multiply their income, enrich their life, and transform their thinking. And this show is our way to start that journey for you. So if you're new to the show, I recommend downloading our 30-Day Year goal setting guide. And that is particularly relevant today because we're talking about goals. So I would say download it right now, fill it out, and come back and listen to this. Or if you already have a goal, stick with us and we're going to go deeper on it and give you further education to make it even more meaningful to you in your life. So this is such a good topic. It's the ultimate topic, isn't it?
It's a topic you can't talk about too much.
It's the first thing in our coaching system is setting a goal. Like it's everything. It's the whole point of this. Like
it's life itself.
We don't even exist in your life without a goal. Let's put it that way.
Nothing does.
Well, we can't really support anyone that doesn't have a goal because everything we talk about revolves around it. Like it's just the whole thing is the goal. And you know, I went to a lot of events last year. I really wanted to like get out and see the world. So I went to like a tech conference. I went to like a conference for women in business. I went to a couple mastermind events. I went to a Hermosi event. Like I just went to a whole bunch of stuff. I just wanted to see what was out there. And I was at this one event. It was a festival for women and it was a great time. Like it was awesome. My sister and I, we had a blast at it together. And I had the chance to speak with like over, I think like 20 some people. It was like almost like speed dating for networking. It was really fun. And so you like
Never
had this.
Been to anything like that.
It was really fun. You would have loved it. You would have thrived, I think. You would have loved it. Just the only guy. There was like two guys at the conference. You could come. I think you'd do good. You'd make lots of friends. Anyway, so no girlfriends though. So I had to do. I got
my
to do
limit of girlfriends.
Okay. More on that later offline. But anyways, so I got to speed date with a bunch of women at this event. And what I noticed in those conversations was that nobody really had a clearly defined goal. And if they did have a goal, it was very sort of like in passing. It was kind of like it wasn't concrete. It didn't seem to be overly important to them, or at least they didn't seem to understand the importance of it because everything that they were talking to me about was really in the service of them moving toward that goal. But there was just this disconnection between what they were doing and why they were doing it. So I was really just fascinated by that. And it really deepened my own understanding just for myself personally on how important it is. And I tried to pass along a little bit of wisdom if I could in those conversations just to be like, well, what's the goal? And that's got to be what you're doing everything for, right? And so I want to take the time on the show today to just emphasize that again.
So what was fascinating about that, like there's these ladies that were obviously proactive in their own development or developing something, but yet when you ask them like what are you really pursuing, that not one of them could state it.
Not clearly.
Okay.
It was kind of like, I'd like to be a millionaire kind of vibes, or I'd like to do this, but it wasn't like, right. When in our goal setting guide, for example, when we want someone to like explicitly write out that goal.
Yeah, clearly define
that goal. Like nobody really had that. No one could really say, oh, I want to earn $120,000 a month and I want to do it with a team and I'm going to do it in spirit harmony and I have, all these things that I've thought about in order to do it.
Like, so that was a bit like kind of mind blowing for you. Like,
it was,
wow.
But like look at the environment I come from. Like that's our business, right? And I've been in seminars and listening to you for almost a decade. And so my
it's very rare.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
And so my buy-in to the whole concept of goals is different, right? And so it was just very polarizing to go from like the world I come from and then to get into the business community on scale. Like this was mostly American women and lovely people. Like I met awesome people, like had such a great time. But yeah, there just wasn't a huge understanding or tremendous understanding of how important the goal really was.
Yeah.
And so I hope this episode can serve that gap that we can sort of
close a huge gap.
Yeah.
For you if you're listening.
Yes, I'd love.
Because it did for me.
Yes, and I just want that enthusiasm that we have for this topic to hopefully transfer into those listening today and for them to just really understand how damn important it is.
Yeah.
It's your whole life. It's everything you're going for. It's just everything.
It's life itself.
It's life itself.
If you're loving this content, remember to hit the like and subscribe button and help us get this 30-day year message out.
Let's get started. Let's start at the basics. Define goals for us. What is a goal?
A goal is simply an idea. So if you ask a lot of people like, hey, what's a goal? Go look it up in the dictionary. It's like, an objective, or I'm moving from here to there. No, a goal is an idea. That's all it is. It's an idea that you have accepted. So everybody in the world has wants. So we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. Now, I never read this in a book. I just became aware of it from being an obsessive guy, thinking about the mind. And I realized my conscious mind, all it does is want stuff. It just wants stuff. Like, it just wants shit. It's like, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to listen to this podcast. Oh, I don't want to listen to this podcast. Oh, I got to pee. So I'll pause this podcast. Then I'll go, or I don't want to do it. I want to listen to it more. So I'll hold my pee. Like, want. We're always wanting something. Oh, I want a coffee. I want a drink. I want food. Always want. That's all the conscious mind does is want. Wants are also just ideas. So we want to take this thing called thought and we want to express it and we want to fulfill it in the physical world. A goal, like a true goal, is what you are willing to give up something for. So if you accept an idea and that idea goes into your system and that controls your behavior, that would constitute a goal. So this is why they're so important, because if a person doesn't have one, it's like, are you telling me, Dave, that if I just accept any random ideas, those become my goals? Yes. Yes. That is exactly what it is. But a true goal is something you are willing to sacrifice for. It's like, I want to trade this that's real in this world, like this thing that's real in my life, for this thought in my head. So true goals demand sacrifice. And this is why so many people, they have a hard time making decisions on larger goals, because it's like, what? Like, you're going to give up like the facts? Like, like this is real. Like, this costs money. You're going to give up this for just this thought that's in your head? So now you start to realize why so few people actually have goals or have massive growth. Because they're not actually pursuing anything that creates massive growth. Mm-hmm. So in a nutshell, a goal is just simply an idea. It's a thought in your head that you want to bring into your life. Mm-hmm. That's all it is.
Yeah. In its essence, it's quite simple.
Very simple.
And I think, just back to my example, when I was having these like kind of like little speed dates with all these different entrepreneurs, is that they were pursuing something, but it wasn't very clear. But they were clearly following something.
That's because they're under the rule of the law. They're under the rule of the generic purpose that you are designed to expand.
Yeah.
So these are probably all ambitious ladies.
Yeah.
They're just not clear.
Yeah.
So they are pursuing, but it can be fragmented. It can go in ups and down. I'll almost guarantee you, now I'm rolling the dice here and we can't prove this.
Yeah.
I would almost guarantee you that not very many of them are actually successful.
I only got to spend about 15 minutes with each of them. So I can't tell you precisely how,
because
successful they are.
It can't be random. Success isn't some random thing.
Yeah.
Failure is random. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like you want to extricate yourself from poverty or mediocrity and get into wealth and prosperity, you have to be very clear on that you're doing that. Mm-hmm. Poverty needs no plan.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to be clear.
Yeah. So when it comes to your definition of goals, then, do you feel that a good goal is basically always monetary? Like, it should always be connected to like increasing income or something with money, like a money connection?
I like to use money goals because it's trackable, it's obvious, but more importantly, it's a showcase of the quality and quantity of the service that I'm rendering. Mm-hmm. So if I want my income to go up, I need to increase in two areas: the quality of my service. And I don't think there's nothing stopping anyone from doing that. Like, every single one of us can get better at what we do. And the second is the quantity, how many times we're providing that service. Mm-hmm. So I like money as a metric because it's tangible, it's trackable, it's in your account, or it's
Yeah.
not in your account,
Yeah.
whichever one. So it's like when I set my first 30-day year goal of the 100 grand, man, it took me 31 months to develop into the man that provided that quality of service at that quantity of service.
Right.
And once I
Yeah.
established that, I never went back.
Right. Yeah. So it's just a measurement.
I like it. I think goals have to be measurable. I think in that smart goals, that SMART goals, and what's that called?
Specific, measurable,
Yeah.
actionable. I don't remember what
Is
the
it
R
reasonable?
is. I don't know about reasonable.
It might
I've
be.
heard different R's.
Trackable.
And then
Maybe.
T
I
is
don't know.
trackable.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, I don't know what that is.
I can't
so
remember.
we're not smart when it comes to SMART goals. I guess I don't even know what it means. So, but measurable. I like goals to be measurable.
Yeah.
So you can't measure happiness.
Time-based, maybe. Sorry.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think the T might have been time-based. I don't know.
Let's stop embarrassing ourselves.
Okay. All right. I'll shut up about it. Okay.
So we have unsmart goals because we don't even know what a SMART goal is. So I like goals to be measurable. It's hard to measure. It's like, oh, what's your goal in life? To be happy. Okay.
To be famous. I think that can be
to
a
be
lot
famous.
for people.
It's like to help people, to make money.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how much? Or to make more money. I've heard this a lot. It's like, well, how much?
Make more money.
1 penny is more. Here, I'll give you a penny. Now you have more money. Is your goal achieved? So you have to get specific when it comes to goals. Clear mental picture, clarity around them.
I'm going to keep dissecting this story because it's just like opening up for me right now. But I feel like some of the conversations were that they wanted to express more of themselves. Like that was what was driving them, right? The purpose stuff, like kind of what you touched on. It was the purpose.
Is that.
Yeah. And then it was just but if we're going to be business people, if we're going to be entrepreneurs, like the money consciousness, the business consciousness, it's got to be there. Like it just has to be. Otherwise, it's just not going to go anywhere.
That's right. So a lot of business, especially in modern entrepreneurship, this is a new phenomena that so many entrepreneurs or wannabe ones, it's like all about them. You even see it on social media. It's weird, man.
Yes, Wantrepreneurs, I think is it.
Wantrepreneurs, never heard that.
Yeah.
So like when you think about a business, like, hey, let's say you go to McDonald's and you're driving through the drive-through and no one comes on there's no one to serve you. It's like, well, you would hate that business.
Yeah, well, it's ineffectual.
So. Well, you would hate it because because the purpose of a business is to serve people.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about them. It's to serve people.
Right. Without deviating the conversation too far, I do think that is symptomatic of the social media phenomenon in the last 20
really
years.
Weird.
I think that's where
people
it's really come from.
There's businesses that have blossomed and grown in this world that are strictly based on selling people the idea that they don't have to do anything either.
It's weird. It's all weird. It's all weird. Anyways.
But if that's your goal, then rock and roll.
So your definition of a goal is it's an idea that you've accepted and that you're willing to sacrifice for.
Yeah, it's different than a want.
Yes, and it's clearly defined. And it's generally connected back to a money metric, something that's measurable.
It's measurable. So it could be like a weight thing. It could be, it just has to be measurable.
It's a 30-day year
you
we're
have
talking,
to be able to see it and know where you are, know if you've achieved it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. And for the purposes of a 30-day year, I mean, we are really challenging people to think 12x, but truthfully, it's really multiplication. So sometimes we'll see people that are like, I really want that 3x, and that can just blow their minds. Yeah. So long as it's multiplication, I think that is the key.
And I think they got to push you too.
Yeah.
Like real goals, but we can go into that later. It's like to push you out of your comfort zone.
So how the mind works. So I've also heard you say that every accepted idea is a goal. So even if I just like go make a coffee or make my bed or make breakfast, like that becomes the goal. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So the human being is, we're like a cybernetic organism. So it's the same as like a thermostat in a house. So our programming controls our behavior. So if it's like set at 20 degrees in the house, if it goes below that, the heat will kick in. If it goes above that, the air conditioning will kick in. So any idea that's accepted controls the movement and activity of the body. So this is why goals are so important, because if you haven't predetermined who you are and where you're going with real specific clarity. And that takes time, but with specific clarity, then what are you doing? You're just doing what your programming has told you to do.
Yeah.
So even to the point, it's like my mind gets thirsty and I'm like, well, I'm going to have a drink of this, right? It's like, all right. That just used my time.
Yeah.
I used my time to express or fulfill that idea or that need. And that's where goals come into our life, because if you don't have one, what are you doing with your life? Like, I like to live a goal achieving lifestyle.
Goal oriented.
Yeah, goal achieving. I
Yeah.
like to achieve them. Anything more depressing or frustrating than not achieving it?
Right.
Earl Nightingale was quoted saying, the biggest mistake that people make in their life is not setting goals.
Well, yes, because there's no direction.
Yeah.
There's no direction.
And gotta have goals that turn you on, man. Like, really. So you find out what you're made of.
Yep. Yep.
You know, I'll have people tell me, I'm gonna do this. This is my goal. I said, let's find out what you're made of. And then with a lot of with a lot of guys, I use this on. So the guy's like, I want this, but what is if I get it and then I can't afford it later? Or let's say it's a car or something. It's like, I want this nice car, and it's like, but I'm afraid. And what are you afraid of? Well, I'm afraid maybe I won't make the payment or something. And I said, well, we'll find out what you're made of. Either way, we're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. The circumstances reveal the man, right?
Yeah, they don't make them, they reveal him.
They reveal him. All right, 3 types of goals. So you teach 3 types of goals, and I'd like you to walk through that for everyone today.
So there's 3 types of goals. The first one is what I call a sustaining goal. So you got to remember, a goal is an idea, right? So let's say a person, they make good changes in their life, right? Maybe they go to school, they get out of school, they get a job, and they start earning $100,000 a year. So they earn that for the year, and it's like, wow, this is new, this is great, I love this. So then you ask that person the next year, you're like, hey, what's your goal this year? And they're like, you know what? I really like how I was living last year. Like, that's great. I just want to sustain that. So they want to just keep their creations going.
Right. Like maintenance mode.
Yeah, maintenance mode. So that would be what I call a sustaining goal. Most people, or a lot of people, live in that goal. And I'm not here to tell anyone how to set their goals. Okay? You do you. I'm not telling anyone how to live. I'm just presenting people with an idea of how you could live if you choose to. So the second way, when a person leaves sustaining goals, they'll go into what I call addition-based goals. So this is where they want to add something. So it's like, imagine you have a nurse and a fireman are married. They're a couple. And they go off to Mexico one winter. They live in Canada, so they got to get out of there. And they go down to Mexico, and they're there for 2 weeks. And then they fly home, and then they're back at home, and they're in the bed that night. And the husband is like, oh, what a trip. And then his wife's like, oh, I just loved it. Wow. And then the husband's like, honey, yes, dear, I've got a crazy idea. And then his wife's like, oh my God, that's why I married you. You're just a big thinker. What is it? What if next year we stay in Mexico for 3 weeks? So then what do? They want to add that thing into their life. They want to add that one extra week in their life. So that becomes their goal. So they start to pick up some extra shifts at the hospital, pick up some extra shifts at the fire hall. They start maybe working a little longer, right? So they want to, because they have to trade. So a lot of trading in this. Now the sustaining goals over time, they create fear. So then people actually start to fear that they'll lose their job, because then they gather up responsibilities, mortgages. So then that one's a bit of a trap, because in time, the soul's not expressing anymore and your soul wants to create. So you start getting depressed on that.
Yeah.
Then this one, it's just you're adding. So they're all born out of logic.
Yeah.
There's no real inspiration, sacrifice, and it's usually confined to physical activity. The third kind of goal setting is a type of goal setting that I personally was introduced to by Bob Proctor. And I started to set my goals this way, which are 30-day year goals, multiplication goals. I started living like this in 2017. Since I started to set goals like this, my income went from $60,000 a year within 12 months over $65,000 a month.
Yeah.
Within 31 months, over 100 a month, 20x since I started to set these goals. Make sure that you download our free goal setting guide. It walks you through the exact steps I take to set big 30-day year goals. Click the link below, sign up now, and get started. Now, these kinds of goals, they're very interesting because number one, they also call them like BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. Number one, what they do is they push us out of our current patterns. So you're going into pure thought.
Mm-hmm.
When you think of a 12x goal, you look out and you won't find support there. So what they do is they force you to begin to find the inner world.
Yeah.
So they excite you and they scare you at the same time. When you start setting goals like this, you should never believe it. You'll develop the belief over time. You see, every human being has infinite potential. So imagine your potential is like the ocean, and there's a straw that's extracting water from the ocean. When you go from your current life to that 12x life or that multiplication goal, all that's happening is you're just going from a little juice box straw up to a big gulp straw, and just more of life starts to flow through you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another form of goal setting, multiplication goals.
Yeah.
That stretch you, make you think, make you change, inspire you, scare you, get you to change your behavior. I one time had a lady ask me, Dave, how do I know that I really have a goal? And I said, is it changing your behavior? Right? Does it change when you get up? What you do, your thinking, how you treat others? Are you improving your service? Is it inspiring you to make change? That's how you know.
I can tell by what I'm attracting if I've got a goal. I can tell by the ideas that I'm getting, the questions that I'm getting, the random conversations that happen, the people I run into. It's like, oh, this is interesting. Because you just start attracting things that can support you. And I think that I love that statement, trust what you're attracting. If you're in the right spirit, if you are, enthusiastic and you're goal-oriented, as you say, you do start to attract all kinds of things.
Yep.
To help to support you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know, in your opinion, what is the differentiator between your brand of goal setting and maybe what others out there might be practicing? Because for all intents and purposes, I do feel that people know they should have goals or have a goal. It's not a new concept. And you do hear people talk about goals a lot, especially in personal development and business. Like, we know it's part of it. But what information or attitude do you think people are really missing?
I believe that a goal is a spiritual seed. So my belief is that everything in the universe and on earth and around us is spirit. Even this table, it's manifested spirit. I believe that spirit communicates to me through the mind. And it communicates through thoughts, which then generate feelings. So I believe that goals are divine and that they need to be treated as such, that our thinking is divine and needs to be treated as such. So when we start to enter into setting bigger goals or multiplication goals, or we're even listening to this podcast, if you're listening to this podcast, then there must be something that has brought you here, because there must be some idea on this podcast that you are being drawn to, or your own higher power maybe wants to express in a greater way. So when you start to think like that, when you start to set these kind of goals, what we're really into is expressing yourself in a bigger way. If you're a hardworking entrepreneur, you're a hardworking person, and you get presented, like, let's say you've been working your ass off, like you're maxed out and you're at $100,000 a year. And then you're listening to this podcast and it's like, oh, you could go to $100,000 a month. It's like, I can't do that because I'll burn out. I'm already burnt out. So then when a lot of entrepreneurs are ambitious people and they're presented with growth, they actually can drop down because they're burning out. They're fatiguing. But what we want to understand is that there's a power that will do it.
Right.
So it's very spiritual in the way that I teach it and the way that I mentor people. And the crazy thing is that it works.
Mm.
You just have to keep entering in the spirit of it. Like you were saying, I know I've got a goal based on what I'm attracting. What you're really saying there is that I'm emotionally involved in an idea.
Mm.
Because when you're emotionally
Because I'm
involved
putting out that energy and putting it out.
That's right. So to present a burnt out or hardworking person that's already maxed out with the idea of producing more, they'll reject the idea.
Right.
Because it's like, well, that means more work.
Yes.
Yeah, work's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
It's your thinking.
This is why I love just the concept of personal development, because the way Bob taught us is that we're spiritual beings, we have an intellect, and we live in a physical body, which is a truly holistic picture of a human, if you think about it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Because we have access to spirit. We're part of this universal energy that comes through all of us, which is really this really beautiful, generous spirit that's given to us that it's our job to distribute. So it's like this reciprocal flow of energy that flows in, that you flow out. But you're gifted and you're talented. And then it's your job to find those gifts and talents and take that energy to express it. And I think that's such a beautiful process. And then we have a body that we can live in. Like, what a miracle is that? That we have.
The body fulfills the mind. The body fulfills the ideas.
Yes. The body moves forward. Like I'm speaking right now.
It fulfills them.
So
that
you
got a desire to have a drink, and then you have a drink, you feel satisfied or fulfilled.
Yeah.
So the mind is always telling you where to go. The body has to fulfill that.
Yeah. So the goal is just like this vehicle, this conduit for this, like this cycle of energy that's flowing through us at all times. And I really love that connection to the divine side of ourselves, and that it's so much bigger than we know. That's why I think the way you put it is so beautiful. It's a spiritual seed.
Be very careful of philosophies that turn you into a robot.
Yeah.
And that are telling you that you need to work harder. Now, some people are lazy gits, and you probably do got to go get to work a bit, right? 100%. But be very careful of that.
Yeah.
Because you're bumping up against a thing called time, and you're going to run out of time. You fatigue. Your conscious mind fatigues, your body fatigues, but your subconscious mind doesn't fatigue where your programming is. Doesn't fatigue. So as you start to understand that, like, your goal isn't to get, your goal is to be drawn out of your current situation, your current circumstance, to be drawn out, not work your way out, to be drawn out.
Mm-hmm.
Very different understanding and mental attitude.
Yeah, it is.
And to express to a greater degree, to express growth, to express greatness, to express a different thing into the world. That's what really goals are all about. Goals are spiritual.
They are, deeply. Do you know what this conversation made me think of? Basically the discography of Madonna. Because she's got a new album out, and one of the songs is called I Feel So Free. Then one is called Bring Your Love. Another one is called Love Sensation. But then if you like pull out the archives, there's like Express Yourself, Like a Prayer. I was like, did Dave Conway like write all these? Like, it's all stuff you talk about. And I was like, oh, that's so interesting, because I really feel that her music is just, she's just trying to sing what we're saying right here.
Life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone.
I hear you call my name, and it feels like home. You can cut that out of that.
No, leave it in.
You can cut that out. But like what she's really saying, it's like when you have these callings, they're like prayers, and you express them.
That's right.
So like her music is so cool, because it's like the musical equivalent to what we're talking about right now, which is awesome. And you know what's funny about Madonna? Because we got to see her in Vegas, and she's extra. Like, she's over the top. And there's the kind of like highly sexualized version of Madonna, but it's such an act. I was like, there'd be like when you look at sort of the lifestyle brand that she puts on display, I'm like, there's no way she's like that, because she's like almost 70 years old, still on stage killing it. Like, there's no way the perception of her is real. It's like all an act. She's an artist, and she's just expressing like, you know, her messaging through her music. I think she's fabulous. I love her. But her music is so inspiring in a way, like celebration, like celebrate, like all of those themes that she brings out, I feel like are so aligned with this. So anyways, I wanted to bring that up. All right. So I think it's time for a reality check because change is uncomfortable, especially radical change. And I can't tell you how many conversations I've seen transpire in seminar rooms and on digital Zooms that we've had with people that are like, "Ugh, like this sucks. And like life sucks right now. And it's messy and it's uncomfortable. And why the hell did I start this?" So how do we maintain our sanity going for a multiplication goal?
Oh, your environment. You got to get into an environment that supports you through all the phases of your growth.
To kind of like reflect back to
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
have that mirror.
100%.
Yeah.
And like, you know, persistence is an interesting word because persistence is the worst. Like you don't want persistence. You only need persistence when you want to quit. You only need persistence
Right.
when it's hard.
Persistence.
Like that's when you need it.
Yeah.
So it's the worst thing. People talk about like, oh yeah, trust me, you don't want it. You don't want to have to go through that. So you need to be in environments that keep you where you want to be. And those moments of weaknesses, that someone there is stronger that'll help you, that'll tell you the truth, that'll support you, right? Because if you're in an environment that conforms and settles, then you go and you run into a hardship while you're pursuing a great goal. And maybe you're in an environment where people don't even support you in it. So they're just like, yeah, give it up, man. Like you're crazy for even doing that. And then, you know, in time you say, okay.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's too hard. Like you're trying too hard. Like you can't, things happen.
It's environment.
Yeah.
That's how you keep yourself going through all the phases. It's environment. And you want to get yourself into an environment around people that help you cultivate that inner environment too. Like start spending more time with people that are encouraging you to develop yourself.
Yes. And I just want to quickly touch on vibration because I find and this is just something to keep an eye on, because I find that if you fall into those like ruts, or you're like, this is hard, like, I don't know if I want to persist, and you feel like you're in this like low state, do not make a decision.
No.
Do not make a decision in that state. You will regret it. I promise you.
Yeah.
You want to just have those conversations, get in that environment that'll support you, talk it through, get yourself back to a place where that kind of like intelligent objectivity is back, like that Earl Nightingale-ism, where it's like, just become reasonable again. Because like we're such emotional beings, and we get a couple of failures under our belt and suddenly we're losers and we can't do anything and we want to quit and we're like, this sucks. And like Dave Conway's goal setting is stupid and I hate this.
Yeah.
Because a couple failures rock your boat, right?
30-day podcast ruined my life.
Exactly. They told me to try to do something for myself.
You didn't even like your life when you started listening to it. So what the hell?
Okay, don't berate the listeners. We love our listeners. But but I feel like they got to pay you for that.
There you go.
for that kind of stuff. So I just think like, don't make a decision in those low moments. Like it's just not going to work. It's not going to serve you. You're, like I say, you're going to regret it. So
unless you get to that place that you're really fed up.
Okay.
Right? Like when you're really fed up with something, you're like, you know what? Enough. I'm
you're not going to tolerate it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes massive change.
That's true. That's a different state, I think. I'm talking about quitting. Like if you like hit those bumps and you're just like,
those are the fatigued ones. Or it's like you got to be like Gandalf,
some
right?
Fatigue I find fatigue for me can be one where I'm like,
don't make decisions when you're tired.
Yes, because there can be seasons when it's like your worlds collide. So it's like mom world is really busy and work world is really busy, and you're just like, like this is so much. Like I want to do less, or I want to quit everything, and then you're like, okay, don't make those decisions in that moment.
It's like Gandalf. I'm thinking about Gandalf in Khazad-dûm. You remember when the Balrog, like the big demon, was coming after Frodo in the ring, right?
You shall not pass.
And the Fellowship, right? Yeah. He's like, you shall not pass. And it's like, why didn't he just let them pass? Well, because he's got a goal, man.
Right.
Like all of Middle Earth depends on this.
Right.
Like he's going to die for this thing. Like that Balrog, even such a creature, a powerful creature, it's not getting by.
Right.
And that's what it is. That's the power of a
cool
goal.
Example.
That's the power of a goal.
Yeah.
It's like you're not giving in.
Yeah.
You got the biggest, most dangerous creature in Middle Earth coming after it.
Yeah.
And you're not giving in.
Right. Great example. I love that. Just hold your ground against the Balrog.
Have a goal worth changing for.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. Your final thought on goals before we wrap up.
That's it. Set goals worth changing for. Get them to inspire you. Make sure your goal requires faith, courage, confidence, inspires all the positive attributes that a human being can enjoy and express. Quit setting goals that are all intellectual and flat. Let your heart start to express a greater degree of yourself. Get goals that turn you on.
There you go. Maybe throw on some Madonna just to get the juices flowing.
Yeah. Do it.
Thanks for listening to the 30-Day Year podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a 5-star review and share with your friends and family and help us get this message out. See you next time.